Thank you, Tom. Thank you, all the men that have been helping set this up. My name is Ruel Zach. My inner essence is courageous heart. I've served 6 years as my area lead elder for Santa Barbara area. I've been a multi-year pit leader. I've served 2 years as our first community coordinator for the San Luis Obispo community in California. And I've been the elder chair of MKP USA Elder Society in 2021 and 22. We will be getting to know each other better today, so please put your area name next to your name in the Zoom window. And you do that by clicking on your Zoom window, right-clicking it, and it'll say rename at the bottom, and you add that to your name, your area. Keep your name there, but also put your area, like mine says Ruel Zach NorCal. All right, why are we meeting today? That's the first question. And so I hope to answer that and give you an idea of what we're doing in this elder town hall today. So there are three things that have been proven to help people live a fulfilling and long life. And that's kind of important for us as elders, right? First, there's movement, moving your body, keeping it moving, diet. And the third is the one that the Mankind Project, I think, specializes in, which is relationships. So movement and diet are your personal choice and how you take care of yourself, but relationships are the thing that the Mankind Project specializes in. So building relationships help me to grow and change and help me to have the most fulfilling life I can have. I am stronger and healthier when I'm not just alone. We all do better with men who support us with their presence in our lives. I also grow healthier as I grow closer with others. So I'm talking about the Elder Society here. I grow closer when I grow healthier with others, when people around me grow healthier. I'm given more opportunities to flourish and thrive. As I support those around me, they end up supporting me when I need their help. This is what we're talking about as how we as can create in our communities, in our elder societies, in our communities, and in the National Elder Society, ways to connect and support each other that make our lives thrive, that make us into having the best lives we can have, become the best men we can be, and have the most fulfilling lives we can have. So what will this town hall for the next 2+ hours look like? So Jim Drews and I are leading this town hall to share our experiences as elders in our Mankind Project communities. We have both spent time as area lead elders, and we each sit in at least 3 I groups. We are both current members of the MKP USA Elders Court, which guides the Elder Society, and we are inviting you to explore your relationship with yourself and others as an elder in your MKP community. We will be placing you in breakout rooms 3 times during this meeting. The first time will be for the check-in, coming up right after this, led by Jim Drews. To save time, we will have smaller breakout groups for the check-in. And you will stay in, and you will go to that with the same men in the breakout groups in the last 2 breakout groups in the town hall. Our goal is for you to have plenty of time to share your insights and to hear the perspectives of others. Each time before a breakout room, we will present a topic, or in the check-in, we'll also give you a topic to check in. Jim will give you a topic to check in with, and Jim and I will give you our experience with that topic and invite you to answer a question in your breakout groups for the discussion. One man in each group will act as a note taker and present a very short summary of their group's response. We will come back together and hear a 2-minute report from each of these men in each breakout group. And that will be recorded, so we have that to use as the Elder Society. So are there any questions? Moving on, 50 elders here, I love it. Okay, I want to introduce Jim Drews, a wonderful leader in the Northwest area. He is, let's see, is he on? There he is. There he is. He's been the area lead elder. He's on our court, and he's from Eugene, Oregon. So, Jim.
Thanks, Roel. Thanks, Heisuku. Appreciate it. Yeah, my name's Jim Drews. My I don't have an interests, but I still have an animal name. It's a bee. I feel like I'm still a pollinator, and making lots of honey. I feel like there's a lot of sweetness that is attempting to get out of me, and so and I've always felt a little bit of a reluctant leader, like I don't really want to move forward in life, but life keeps calling me forward, and so I keep saying yes, and so I said yes to Heisuku and Ruel today to be here. So a little bit about me. I'm inspired by this work. I've been a part of the Mankind Project since 1999, and the last decade and a half, I've been just community building here in Eugene, Oregon, and the Willamette Valley. And so I'm just here to just tell you a little bit about what I'm doing as we go on through this meeting today. So I'm going to start with us. So we break because of time. I'm just going to cut this short, and we're going to go into a breakout room to do a check-in here. So just check in with your name, your inner essence or animal name, and your current emotion. And then the question that I ask, and could somebody put it into the chat? What inspires you about being an elder in your community? So I guess we're ready to go into the break.
About our experiences. And I just want to say that we have some pretty vibrant communities that we're both a part of. He in the Northwest and me in Central California. I'm in the southern end of the NorCal community, and we want to tell you our experiences because we have such vibrant communities right now, and see if there's ways that you can find supporting your area elder community and helping it thrive. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the elder teams for the NWTAs. That's the New Warrior Training Adventure Weekend is our significant training. But joining the elder team and joining the ritual elder that's on that is a great way to build elder support and get to know each other. We get a chance to work as a team as elders. We get to support the leaders, the staff, the participants, and other elders to do better and they all do better when we help hold support for them. So the NWT becomes a better event, and we as elders get to grow as a team doing it. We get to learn wisdom from the ritual elders, the leaders, and all the men staffing the weekend, as well as from the participants. So that's a great way to increase wisdom for yourself, is to really connect with your ritual elder on those weekends. And we learn to support and build each other into healthy elders when we work together as a team. And finally, when we build each other and we're supportive of each other, we both model that for the participants, the other staff members, and the leaders. But we get the whole community benefits to having a solid elder community in it. So those are the things. That's one way that you can help uh, area elder building as a community. Jim?
Yeah, so here in the Northwest, I'm really fortunate because I was the 10th lead elder in the Northwest. And so I'm standing on the shoulders of 9 other men that came before me. And so what we've done here is that we have 8 communities inside the Northwest area. And so we have a monthly meeting for all the men, or for the elders in each community, to gather together to tell us about what's happening in their community, what kind of community building do you need, what kind of support do you need. So we're exchanging information monthly about how to support one another in our perspective communities. Within that, we have some business things that we take care of. We have a scholarship fund that we started probably back in the mid 2000s, And so there's men that go through the training that may need help to be supported. So we have donations coming to us. We have continuous donations coming to us so that we are supporting men on their journey. We give up to 50% scholarships. We've reached out to other community or other organizations. We actually just got donated a $4,500 for men that are coming out of prison, so we can give 100% scholarship for men that are coming out of prison. So we're attempting to make this work available for men of all different perspectives, so that they know that they're supported. So, and then if they can't afford the whole thing, then we talk to them about how to how they can also get money through going to their local communities and stuff. And so our elder community is just supporting men on their path to find their way into the NWTAs. And then we also, after the men have gone through the NWTA, we're now looking at how to support them afterwards, making sure that they're connected, so that they're connected at least to the elder in their community, so that they can possibly find an I group or a pit and things. So I'm fortunate that I'm standing on the shoulders of all these men that have come before me, and so it's been a great model. It was a easy transition when they asked me to step in to be the lead elder for the Northwest. I was really nervous, but when I did, I got to use all the creative juices that flowed within me so that I could bring it to our community. And so and I'll be talking about another piece a little bit later around how we've created a elder retreat. So I'm complete. Go ahead, Ruel.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about is ways to not just build your community, but to have a place for you, a community that supports you. So we're telling you ways that support your community, but that's the way I found to support myself the best, is to build this community around me that helps me grow, helps me do the best I can. And one of the first things I did that helped me in my leadership, I had no idea how to be a leadership of men, how to lead meetings, how to do anything. But I started volunteering to help staff a pit training. Pit trainings are amazing. You got great new brothers that are willing to learn a lot, and they're open and they support you as a man that's volunteering to help them. So help create or staff a pitch. I eventually ended up creating pit trainings, coordinating them, then leading them for several years. It's a good way to get comfortable in a leadership role as an elder. The participants are eager to learn and grateful for your help, and they accept that you have an innate and I would say, except for yourself, that you have an innate gift that you can share with others. All of us have this gift, have a gift inside of us that we can share, and it's our own unique one. And this is a way that helped me bring out what my gift is to sharing with others is by helping support others. And then the other thing is you can help support healthy leadership, because pit trainings get men started in leading their I groups, learning that they can be a leader. And it's sorely lacking in this world, good examples of leaders for others to follow. So this is a great way to help change the world. Even though we may not be in it that much longer, we can leave it a much better place.
Mm.
So thank you, guys. And Jim.
All right, thanks, Ruel. So one of the things that after COVID, we didn't have elder retreats here or in the Northwest. So I just finished up my term as elder at first of the year, lead elder, and so one of the things I did last year was organize a team within our communities to start our elder retreats again. We met last year in October, and we had 70 elders from the Northwest come together, and so we're talking about community building and thriving as an elder. We're trying to create topics to allow men or elders to be more in service. So last year we had 70. We found another camp this year. We're going to bump it up to 90, and I think we're going to, at some point, probably in July, we're going to open it up to communities outside the Northwest to see if there's men that want to come from other areas to see what we're doing here. We have a 7 to 8 man team that work together. They have two monthly calls. One's working on finding the place and building logistics. The other is creating the design team about how to develop the program. And every time I sat on those meetings, I mean, they're excited. They admit these elders just get giggly and excited about, what possibilities they can bring to other men in our community. And so one of the things that when I stepped out of being the lead elder in January, what I did, I contacted our area steward, and I said, hey, this is kind of a lonely job, and so I built a 4-person team around him now, and so that we meet monthly to talk about how steward business, so that we're able to, so that he doesn't feel alone, and there's some elders, there's 4 of us that are helping him whatever he needs from us, and then we're also attempting to build like what it is that a steward does, so the next steward can come and join the team, so that we know how to do it. So we're always thinking about how to be a ongoing thriving community, or a area here in the Northwest, and build communities within the area.
Thank you, Jim. It's inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna go into a breakout room. We're gonna ask you this question: what are ways you can help support your area elder community? And the secondary question is, what does your area need to help it grow and thrive? And so please keep in mind that this you could also put as your own work too. What do you need to grow and thrive? Because when I support the growing and thriving of my community, I also support it with myself. So and I think you'll find that to be true. So anybody have any questions before we go into the breakout room? Now we're going to have your scribes or note takers give us a report from each of the groups. So any note taker is ready, go ahead and jump in. You got 1 to 2 minutes to give us a summary of what your group talked about.
Okay, I can jump in. I think we were group 4. Of course, the Zoom calls came up very, very often. Several areas have elder retreats once a year.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me consider. One area has in addition to their elder meetings, which may or may not be an iGroup setting, they have a WhatsApp group, so they could do it on WhatsApp instead of Zoom. That was unique. They get together and discuss how to support the next training. They do have an in-person elder group. One meets often by Zoom and not so often in person. One group set up an advisory council to the lead elder, so that information is exchanged. That area works on awards that are going to be conveyed at a certain time during the year. They did say that elder transitions have been a struggle, because sometimes there's a sudden death or an illness and somebody else needs to take over and may or may not be prepared to do it the way he feels is fulfilling and beneficial. Another group has co-ritual elders, so that all the responsibility does not fall on one elder. Let me see. Um, uh, Another area forms a team to seek out the elder men that were not very involved, and invite them to become more involved. Um, and one group also has a shadow catcher that they volunteer to participate in various I groups or trainings. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. That was great. Next group.
Um, okay, so yes, the outreach was important direction to get into, and also the idea of reconnecting with inactive participants or graduates from the NWTA. Is that okay?
That's better. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, and so the need for support, just being isolated and not having a sense of support around approaching these things was an issue. And that's it for our group. I'm in.
Very important topic. Thank you. You guys are bringing up some great topics.
I can go
Who's
next. I can go next. Group 6, Jeff Adams. We talked about a couple things. The community needs invitations to younger men to join eldership. So get some information out to younger guys about the elder community. Then here in Colorado, we have a Zoom call every week, and right now we can't have non-MKP men join the Zoom call because they're not on the MKP Connect. And we would like it to be able to open that up so that we could add email addresses into that aren't MKP men. That would be helpful. And then we had a gentleman that's he's frustrated with the ritual elder and training process. The bar just seems to be placed too high to get new ritual eldership. And he currently has 5 staffings, but he needs 8. And he was recommending if there's a way to put some of that on the back end, and so you could become a ritual elder, but then you could get some more staffings once you're in the ritual elder. If the bar just seemed a little bit high, wondered if that could be addressed. And then concern that it can't always be age just because someone's over 50. We designate an elder, and we just shouldn't assume that since someone's over 50 that they're an elder. And it was suggested that, we just need to work with a man, I guess, a case-by-case basis. Just, if someone is, I'll use myself as an example. I'm 66, and I just claimed my eldership last year. I never felt like I was an elder. You guys were elders because I looked up to you. I saw wisdom and knowledge in the group, and I didn't see that in myself. So we just shouldn't assume that just since someone's over 50 that they're an elder. That's it.
Thank you, Jeff. Wonderful. Next group.
I can go.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Just for clarity, nobody becomes an elder until they claim they're an elder. We don't designate people to be elders. We may ask them, are you an elder? But we're not the ones that are going to assign people their elderhood. They're the ones that are going to have to say, I'm an elder. And then in most cases, as I became an elder, I went through a process. We did a ritual process where I claimed my eldership. So if anybody's feeling like they're being pushed into being eldership, we need to get clarity with that and let them know, no, you're not that until you claim you are.
Great. Thank you for that. Peter, did you want to go?
Yep. I think one of the biggest things that showed up in our group was just the fact that you show up to help support your community and support your elder community as well. Also came up to having elders sponsoring some gatherings for men, and bringing color and meaning to meetings, whether those be NWTAs or other gatherings that your area is having. It was brought up that the elders in the one community kind of hosted listening sessions for men to kind of talk about what they needed to, without any fear of judgment or any kind of processing, just to kind of get things off their chests. because talking sometimes is what someone needs. Um, with the move to things being virtual, especially since COVID, one thing that could be done is just to kind of move out of the virtual space and kind of do what you can to be physically present for your community as well, just because being in person is always a different energy and feeling than seeing someone on a screen. Also to support new and interested men who are either new to the organization or have not yet joined, help them kind of navigate the whole process, because being an elder, you kind of bring that aura of wisdom about you to help guide them to be where they need to be. Not tell them where they need to be, but just help them figure out where they want to be. And also trying to help move people out of the idea that being an elder doesn't necessarily mean that you're elderly. Just being the fact that being an elder is more of a state of mind, not just a number. So that's it for my group.
Great point, Peter. And we are going to have a little presentation at the end on the National Elder Zoom calls by Dan Mendelowitz, who's in Chicago also. So stay tuned for that towards the end of this town hall. Who else didn't go report on their group? Rich Spooner.
Yeah, so we had a man from San Diego, a man from El Paso, Texas, a man from South Central Texas, and myself. There were only four of us. I'm from upstate. So a common problem, which probably applies everywhere, is our areas are huge, which is good in many ways, but it also means that the various communities within our areas are very spread out. Um, uh, and it also appears that one thing that happens in these spread out areas is, and this is certainly true of upstate, and it sounded like might be true in South Central. Um, some communities are very strong in and of themselves, both the elders and the membership in general. And then the other communities um, uh, need well are less involved, have fewer members, and less energy. And so one task is to that certainly in upstate. We've talked but haven't activated getting better involvement with Buffalo and Albany. Um, One thing that we stressed, seemingly all three, is to have regularly scheduled elder meetings. Um, and in at least two of the areas, it was combined with a meal, either in our case, a breakfast, or in San Diego, a dinner. But so you have a face-to-face meeting in a community combined with a meal, so you break bread together. Um, that seemed very useful. Um, in let's see, one of the areas, one of the men stated that what elders really, when they got elders together to talk, the first thing that the elder community seemed to be stressing is they wanted more connection between themselves. So connection was a common thing. And obviously everybody talks about Zoom. It's what we have to do over these long distances. And so, in person in local communities, Zoom area wide, or even in our case, we use Zoom for the local things too. So men who don't want to be physically present still can get connected. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, the other thing that came up is that the elders in our area and the areas discussed seem to be centers of activity and inspiring and organizing in some instances. Um, New kinds of gatherings, be it volunteerism, be it various outreaches. In other words, in our areas at least, the elder communities seem to have more time because most of us are retired, and sometimes more energy than the younger men who either are putting their energies towards various kinds of leadership and have families, jobs, etc. Um, so one of the things that, and I did not remember this one in our small group, in upstate, at the last elder meeting, we decided to hold part of it as an elder porch to invite any younger man um, to come in and ask questions or describe a situation, and so that we could be witnesses to whatever it was we had one participant, so we would witness and to some extent encourage his situation. um, I thought that was wonderful. Again, ways, so the theme would be ways in which the elders can invite younger men um, to touch younger men in our membership. Um, so that also was true with somebody else mentioned it besides me, but um, so elder retreats were mentioned. In our case, it's an area-wide elder retreat, but they would also work as community-wide for areas that are separated by distances. I think I captured most of the general ideas.
Yeah, that's great.
And with that, I'm in.
Thank you. Thank you. John, do you have something? John DeStrakish?
Yes, we were group number one, and so we really lay claim to number one. But I'm just going to summarize because there were some areas, some of our men in the room had similar experiences to other men in the room, and I'm just going to focus on that for the most part. What the communities need to thrive are numbers of people who commit to do this work together. And that, I think, was universal. Some of the men in our room did not have that right now. That might have been because their whole area was that way, but it might have been that one community in an area was very active and another was not very active. The not very active ones seemed to not have the wherewithal to instantly increase the energy for everybody. If we just had one or two men working on a thing, there's a risk of burnout, and there is an inability to overcome inertia. A seeming inability. I don't mean an inability, a seeming inability. Those communities that are regularly together, that have been used to building teams over a period of time, and they're still doing it very actively, those men are very happy with the activity of the elders in their local communities. So this community thing is very important, because in some areas, whether it's a big area like mine in Southern California, a giant area from Santa Barbara down to San Diego, or the Hawaiian Islands, where distances, plane hopping, getting to the mainland becomes a problem. These are ways that require us to behave more locally. Let me see what else I've got here. I'm almost at the end. Also, some areas feel like they're doing beautifully already, and they seem to have overcome that inertia. They have a critical mass of energy, and they seem to move forward more easily. Maybe they're just used to being successful in this, and than those groups that have wants that are still unmet. So I would divide it in that way. The differences between our communities and areas where the reports from an area are not necessarily the same as the report from a local community within that area. I hope that's helpful. That's what I've
Yes.
got. We had more stuff, but I don't want to
Yes.
talk for longer.
Thank you, John. Yeah, we
Can
want to
email
keep
that
these
to
a
us.
little shorter next time. After that, I think we have one more, and we will have a bio break right after this. So if you're wondering about when to take a break, we will have that. Roger, do you have something?
Roger Dovitz has his hand up.
Yes, Roger's next.
Yes, many things that have been already shared were the same issues that were brought up in our circle. Relaxing the number of staffings for a man to step into his ritual elder role. One man who is only 53 spoke about showing up and open to learning. And how do we wake up the elder self? We hear about men stepping into reclaiming claiming their eldership when they're in their 60s, when they've already been able to do it maybe 5, 10 years before. How do we wake up the elder self? That might be a workshop of some sort or an invitation. Another piece was brought up about how do we connect with the younger generations? Are we volunteering into girls and boys clubs? Or are we involved in boys to men? How do we connect with younger people?
Thanks, Roger.
And some of us are just reorganizing and building up communication once again because of COVID, which caused a great disruption. I'm in.
Thank you, Roger. That's
Thank
great.
you, Roger.
Yeah, connecting with younger people. Great. That's how do we take this out into our communities too? It's a great one. Did we get everyone for the reports?
Ruel,
Yes.
I want to offer Andy Heller an opportunity to address what he sent me in the chat if he so chooses.
Okay. Wait, Steve Ferris, you have something?
Well, yeah, the group that I was with have nothing to add. Everything you guys said was covered, and I appreciate that opportunity.
Great. Thank you, Steve. Okay, Andy.
Yeah, I'll try to make it quick. I just wanted to bring up how we as elders, when we're face to face with a multicultural difference, what comes up. And I can only speak for myself, and I can only do so many things. And I have my own ways of just saying, I don't have to think about anything. Let me just sit in a room and not think about anything, and I don't care. And that's sometimes the only way I can hold a room on a weekend, and it works. And I don't feel elder energy. I don't feel wiser. I don't seem different. Maybe I am to others. Now imagine if I was on a wheelchair or deaf, and I wanted to be an elder and held the room similarly, you know, what is going on and how can that be integrated with that person, with the group people in a room, all the way to the staff and MKP. And I have my own way of doing it, but for me, it's an awareness piece. So at least I have something I can offer to connect with someone who's way different than me. But there's enough that I can make a connection from the point of multicultural. That's all I have to say. I'm in.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
All right, we're gonna.
Ruel, before we take
Yes.
a break, this
Yeah,
is
go
Bob
ahead.
Rubin. I want to clarify something. As the ritual elder coordinator, a couple of folks said something about the requirements to become a ritual elder, and I will tell you that they're not going to change. Well, they could, but it would be a long, involved process to change that minimum requirement of staffings. And I'll tell you right now, it probably isn't going to change. But That being said, my invitation to you is please come to, we have the Ritual Elder and Training Zoom calls twice a month and the Ritual Elder Best Practices every third Saturday. And you are welcome to come and participate in the Ritual Elder community and get a feel for what we do, even if you're not actually on the path because you don't have enough trainings in it. My encouragement is continue to do the trainings and the minimum requirements because we'd really like to have you aboard. Thanks for hearing me.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob,
Lewis.
could you put that information in the Zoom or in chat, please?
Sure.
That'd be great. Yeah, Lewis, do you have something?
Yeah, real quickly, was there an outer limit to the length of this meeting?
Yes, it was supposed to end about an hour from now. So 2.5 hours was the outer limit.
That was not the message we received on our Zoom connection. It said from 2 to 4 Eastern time.
Oh, okay.
So
if
I have a hard
needs
stop.
to leave, yeah, if you have a hard stop, we'll take that stop in mind and have a little time to deal with that right at the
So
hour.
I just want to put some clarity out there for you guys. These are like important topics and subject matter that we're asking you about, and we didn't want to give it short shrift. This is important stuff. It's important times of existence for us. MKP is changing, and it's beneficial for us to hold each other and really take some clear looks at this information to see how we grow ourselves with MKP instead of MKP forcing us to grow the way they want us to grow.
That's fine.
Hey, Luke Aliento, are you still here before you go on break? Can I?
Sure.
Your point about having elders, especially the ritual elder, joining the leader body and become, I think is really crucial. So I would encourage you to bring it up in the next breakout room, since you were mentioning it just as we went on break, and I don't think he was able to record that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great and important piece.
So we're going to record from this point on so that we let everybody know that we're recording from this point on until the end. So as you're aware, and if there's any issues, then please let us know.
Right. So you heard that. We're going to just stay together on this last. We're not going to do a breakout room, but we have a topic. And so Jim and I are going to introduce the topic, which is community building within the areas, and give our experiences. First thing that I am going to talk about is stewarding I groups as a solid support person. So your attendance at any I group or men's circle creates a safe foundation for the others in that group, for your regular attendance, for vulnerability and connection. It's like the thing you can change by doing that. I've found that I could do the most change for my community is to be a person that attends every one of the I groups that I'm a part of. So I attend 3 different I groups. I attend most every meeting, and I create a sense of safety in that community. The I groups I commit to attend, we trust each other more. It feels healthier, and healthier I groups are what create a healthy community. In San Luis Obispo, we have 10 I groups that meet every month within 45 minutes of each other. This kind of if you can create that for yourself think of it, 45 minutes of your house, there's 10 I groups meeting. If you can create something like that for your community, it's amazing the support you will feel. I believe, I know I feel it in my community about that. And I think everybody talks about it in our community, how supportive it feels. People outside our MKP community talk about it. When we have, say, 3 or 4 or 5 men from the MKP community at other events, they feel that safety and that sense of communication and trust between the men. So it creates, outside of the MKP community, it creates a lot of trust and support. And it also is a great way to support each man's mission in life. I know I feel so supportive to become whoever I want to be in life, like something I could have never imagined that kind of support having. So support your local I groups. Jim, what do you got?
Yeah, so what we're doing here in the Willamette Valley, this is the community I'm in. Our community is pretty large, geographically. But what we've done is we started in 2019. We decided that we're not going to do a single community coordinator. We have a community coordinating team. There's 4 of us on the team, and we're all elders. And we invite anybody that wants to be a community coordinator to be a part of that team. And what we found is that because there's 4 of us doing it, the load is not that heavy, and nobody's really leaving, unless they choose to, or unless somebody else would like to join the team. And it's helped us to grow. We have created an I group rep team that came from that allowed. We have 14 I groups, and we have an I group rep meeting that we're supporting each other. We talk to each other. We find out how all the I groups in our local community is doing, and then we exchange information, and it's been working out where men feel like, oh, this is where the community is still going, and it's all through Zoom. So we do all of our meetings through Zoom. We use, since COVID came in, we decided, well, God, we could build a community through Zoom that has been working fabulously. So yeah, that's all I got to just, I won't go anymore because of time.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim. That's great. The other one, I'll go right into this one first and switch off, but is create a community council of I groups. I group reps, like Jim was talking about. We have that in our community. Since we have 10 circles, we have a council that's elected that the I group chooses their rep, or they volunteer from their I group. But then we also have 4 elected men in our community council. And this also continues to build that sense of community where we have a council. Anything comes up in the community, any kind of discord or people not getting along or complaining or something, we can take care of that. How we can have meetings, we can have events. We, as a council, we set up events regularly that we have, and I'd say we have them about every other month. We have some kind of event for the community to take part in. So having a rep from each I group creates another way that we can build healthy leaders in our world, and that's what this world needs, is men that can be healthy leaders. So I invite you to create a healthy, loving brotherhood that helps you fulfill everything that you could ever want for yourself. All right, that's that one. Jim.
So one of the things that we're doing in the Willamette Valley is that since COVID, we've been keeping track of all the men that have gone through, and we reach out to them. We have a team that reaches out to all the new brothers. They're at the welcome home, and we find groups for them, and we let them know about the pits, and we reach out. And so a man would really have to tell us that he doesn't really want to be a part of the Willamette Valley and be an ongoing group. And we honor that. But we've had, since COVID, we've had an 80% retention level in the Willamette Valley. We've probably had about 35 men, 40 men go through since then, and we've had to create like we're starting an I group every year, because the men are retained or want to stay involved. So, and then what we've done since then, it became so good that the Northwest asked us if we would create a new brother retention team for the whole new Northwest. So now after every training, we have after the adventure call for all the new brothers, we usually get at least half of the guys that go through the training. And then we just talk to them about how we can give ongoing support. We attempt to get elders there. We tend to, so that everybody is knowing that they have a place that they can come to, and that they're not left out in all by themselves. And so I kept track as the lead elder last year for 2025, and we had around a 50% retention in the Northwest. So and it's just because as an elder, I just want to know these numbers. I just want to reach out. I want to support the men. So whatever you can do to support your local community as an elder, I encourage you. We all have creative ideas. So go ahead, Ruel.
Thanks, Jim. And for to give you the contrast to that, the usual retention rate's about 20%, right, Jim? Around nationally for MKP, for NWTAs. So you can really help your community out that way. The other one that's dear to my heart is I started a program recently with the elders where we're asking men to, if you're in a closed circle, go support your open circle once every 1 or 2 months. Don't just stay in your closed circle and think that's going to grow MKP. It doesn't. The open circles are what bring men in. Come in and support those new men coming in. It's really, and I guarantee it'll be good for you to watch new men as they discover what we do in our I groups. It's just amazing. It's the lifeblood for our community, and its growth is contagious. When some men start coming, they start inviting their friends, and it just turns into an amazing. You get everybody hears about it, or outside not everybody, but a lot of people hear about it outside the community. So, yeah, and many people outside the community have told me about how much they support the integrity of the men that are part of our circles. So, if you can get support men in circles, step out of your closed circles and go once every month or two to help support those men. It's really helping our community with that. Jim?
Yeah, so the last thing I want to tell you guys about what we're doing here locally is we created a newsletter team, a communications team, and we've been doing that since 2021, and we put a monthly newsletter out every month, and we have 8 men on the team, and men want to join, and so we keep letting men come in. And I actually don't hardly do anything anymore. These guys are just filling up the newsletter, making sure all the community knows exactly what we're doing. But and if anybody has if anybody wants to know any more, I'm an open book. You guys can contact me, email me, or call me on the phone. I would let you guys know how we're doing this. But we've put out a newsletter every month since 2021, and so it lets everybody know about the ongoing trainings, the pits, any information coming from national. So it's helping us stay connected as a community. And we're attempting to grow that newsletter into a Northwest newsletter. And eventually we're attempting to grow this into a national elder newsletter. We've got a 5-year plan to develop that. And we're hoping that we can start kicking that off within the next year or two, to get a national newsletter. So that we know what's going on. I'm done.
Thank you, Jim. And we rushed through that, but it was great. So anybody need to leave? We're getting close to the top of the hour. Yeah, Michael, you got to go. Anybody else? Go ahead. This is a great time. If you want to say a word of checkout, go ahead and say that.
Loving gratitude to all of you. Blessings. Be safe and healthy.
Bruce Cohen checking out. Appreciate for all the great information that you men have provided, and a big shout out to Jim and Soku and yourself, Ruel. Thank you.
Caliento checking out with a lot of gratitude, and thanks for sharing your thoughts and ideas. It's been very, very enlightening and uplifting. I'm out.
See you, Lou.
Louis Daniels from Colorado checking out. Thank you for holding this meeting. I'm out.
Jeff Adams, Soaring Eagle, checking out with gratitude and great work. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you putting this on.
Steve Marsh, Loving Rhino, Loving Strength, checking out with gratitude. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Steve.
You know what, ma'am? How much more information do we need to gather or we need to get? I know we asked you guys for a lot of your time, and you men have sat here with us and held us. Rather than go through all the stuff that we're getting ready to ask you, the question I ask is there anything that we're missing? Are we missing anything? And let's take like maybe 5-10 minutes to discuss about what we're missing, and then we'll get everybody to check out because we asked you a lot.
How about some representatives from other groups, having a young person here, well, we got Rich and other people, leader emeritus, and it would be a whole summit, really, to get all the feedback, to have others and their perspectives here. So just putting that out there. Thanks. I'm in.
Thank you. Dennis?
Yeah, thank you. I'd really like to see, Dan do a little presentation for the Elder Connection calls. I was in my
No,
breakouts.
we're still gonna do that. We're still doing
Okay,
that.
yeah, I think that's important, and a lot of the men who have left were asking me about information for that, so that's important.
Thank you. Yeah, that's needed.
What else are we missing? Steve Ferris?
Yeah. What resonated with me is around the NWTA. If we're holding the above, grounding and renewals holding the below. When the community, when the area is looking to populate their local NWTAs, having us be a part of that. That's what I've requested here in Southern California with the leader body, and I'll let you know how that's going. And what really resonates with me is where are those constituents in this meeting? Now, and I'm not suggesting for a minute that there aren't men here that have been a part of leader body or may be a part of grounding and renewal, but to have that cross pollination, so that we can feel like we are answering the needs, which I think we as elders are uniquely suited to be seeking to meet needs or to see that needs get met. That's my piece. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
What else are we missing?
I would like, I'd like to add, for those of you who have been doing this a very long time, I want you to think about similar to what a rookie is on a weekend, how different they see everything. And I want you to think about when you're asking somebody to come into our circle to become an elder, especially somebody younger, what it feels like, what it looks like to them. A lot of times they're at a point where they don't even know the questions to ask. And I think sometimes we sink too much into what it was as opposed to where we want to go with it. And I think it's very important to think about that, especially as we expand and we ask younger men to join us so that this thing has life forever. Because for me, the most important thing is how can I perpetuate this thing? Because the world needs what we have. Amen.
Well said. Yeah, Scott, and then Steve.
So, maybe I have those rookie eyes. I don't know. I just did my weekend, November 2024. I've been following Bill's book since 91, and I've had an ongoing non-affiliated MKP men's group my entire adult life. From our group, we've brought 20 men to the weekends here in Florida in the last 16 months. I think we have to have a foot in both worlds. Our MKP world is amazing and it's important and it matters. But not unless we're bringing new guys in. And I think that piece for us, for me, has been this community that we've created here locally. There's 50 men in our local MKP, non-MKP affiliated group. And at least 15 to 20 of us are meeting quarterly, regularly, every 2 weeks, focused on learning, growing, and becoming. I really think that, and the second piece for me, you guys talked today about being elders, creating elder space, doing elder things, drawing youth, drawing in new men, and being REs on a weekend and holding that above space and being that blessing. In initiation, there's always been 3 pieces: a chief, a shaman, and an elder. It's really important, in my humble opinion, that those 3 pieces work in congruence with each other. None is greater than the other or more important than the other. There are some who do more work, and there are some who hold more space. But the balance needs to be 33.3. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I love the wisdom on this call through men's hearts. I just want to say I have I get pushback from anybody in Native communities when they hear that a man declares himself an elder. And I just want to say the way I look at it is when we have a declaration ceremony for a man to declare, it's declaring to be on the path to be an elder. A true elder is somebody who is recognized by their community as an elder. So, yes, we declare ourselves to be on the path to becoming an elder. That's all I got.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, thanks,
You can
Steve.
keep me in line. I'm good with that.
Yeah. And then Bradley.
A little more explicitly, what I sense we are missing is feedback from others on the impact that having an elder has made in their life, and soliciting that input perhaps, and projecting the value of having father, grandfather energy, and mentoring each other and mentoring men outside the elders potentially, and bringing that energy to their families, to their communities, to their work. And potentially rejoining a conversation about bringing the spirituality element of the Mission of Mankind project, if that is staying in the mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Bradley. And I will say, if I get that with that feedback all the time. So if you're not getting it as an elder, you're not out there connecting with your communities. Is what I would say. But go ahead, Rich.
I guess it's appropriate to say this here. I was on a recent certified leader call, and the one thing I want to input here is that the leaders accept us as part of the spiritual team, but the leaders strongly believe that they also are part of the spiritual team of the weekend, as is GRC. Just we hold the above, but that does not mean that we have a unique spiritual uh, role on the weekend. It's the Access Monday. And the feedback I got was when a ritual elder or any elder claims that they hold the spirit of the weekend or the spirituality of the weekend, um, that's a real turnoff. And I pass that along. I'm in.
Thanks, Steve. That's good feedback. And you're right.
So
We
let
don't.
us
We don't.
let us give Dan the opportunity to do the last piece.
Okay, thank you. We've covered a lot of stuff today. It's been beautiful seeing the wisdom here. I just want to talk briefly about the connection calls. Um, I'm here today because of the connection calls. In a way, they saved me. Ruel, who was running the one that I joined originally, will remember I was a different man then. And I was in a very dark place, and I reached out, and it gave me a place because I was lonely and lost, and I had stepped away from MKP for a few years, and it helped me get back. So what we offer is we have 5 dedicated hosts who show up every single week of the year. You know, I ran a call on Christmas and on New Year's and on Thanksgiving. So we have a place for men who are lonely or not, or exploring to be elders, and we don't do any processing. We do have a we do build a safe container. So what's really important is that this become available to our community. This is not only for elders. It is open to all men, whether initiated or not. But we have men who show up every week and hold space. As we like to say, we leave the light on for you. And what we've done is we've adjusted our schedule to try to get as many people as we can. We even have some international people who have come in and joined us. There are some hosts on this call, and there's some former hosts on this call. And we have one Monday evening, we have one Tuesday afternoon, and we have one Wednesday morning. If you get any of and another thing the hosts do is they write a piece every week. We take turns writing and sending out and saying, this is what we're about. And the men come and create questions. And we have regulars and we have people who just drop in. I have a man on my call who drops in maybe once every 3 months. And he's so grateful we're still there. So to me, it's something that elders are about. We hold this space. We give a place for them to do that. And it goes along a lot with the questions and the inquiries that we've all talked about today. And I encourage you to check it out. I encourage you to let other men about and check it out, especially if you know of people in your community who are isolated. Because it started during the pandemic when we were all isolated, but it's evolved like everything else. And just like our organization, I'm a true believer in organizations evolve or they die. And I think we've made a lot of progress here today saying we want to evolve a certain way. And they have always been transformed. You know, just like you have men dedicated here who do the work, we have lead elders and we have people on the court and we have all sorts of things. Every one of you has decided to step up. We have men who do that also, and they contribute a lot. So you can take a look on the elder site or look for the the link It's an MKP link, and come join us. We will leave the light on for you. Thank you.
Can you get that on the elder info list, Dan, for a little
Yes,
more?
it comes on the elder info list. Yes.
It is there? Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
Well,
Hey, Soku, you're leading us out.
so everybody grab my hand and hold me. So you keep me up. Thank you so much for all of you men that are here. I am forever grateful. There's usage coming in August. It's going to be in Colorado Springs. And we ask that all of you come if you can come. And that you pass the word on to others. Let's get as many people that we can to come. We take this information that we garnish here and we bring it there and we face each other having this big discussion about all of this stuff that we got. And then we also have time where we just spend time together. Dancing, singing, having conversations with women to women or women to men or whatever. What's the women's organization?
Within.
Women Within, yeah. I'm going senile these days. My brain don't work as good as it used to.
Got you back.
And what's the dates for usage?
The 16th through the 20th, I think. August 16th through the 20th.
That's correct.
And Bob, what's your part there?
My party usage, I'm the co-chair.
And what are you doing the first day?
Oh, the ritual elder gathering, which is on the 16th. And that will go all the way through Sunday afternoon and most of Monday, half of Monday. So, yes.
And we're
And opening
asking you guys,
ceremonies for
spread the
weekend.
word. Spread the word, man.
Yeah.
Let us show up. The same way that you guys showed up on this call. Same way that you showed up on this call. What else is going to happen is Ruel's going to put a link for a survey in the chat. Plus, we're going to email it to all of y'all. We're asking you to complete the survey so that we can garnish any information that we need to accomplish the mission that we had for today and for the mission of other town halls or other meetings that we put together. There's going to be another town hall in November that's going to be talking about the information that we've gathered between now and usage.
That's November 8th. Same time, same Zoom.
And so we're going to do a checkout, not a long checkout, just make it palatable. But before we do that, I want to ask Tom B, because I'm not going to screw up his last name, Tom B, to give us a blessing out. Because he's held us this whole meeting. I'm asking him to give us a blessing out.
Yeah. I have been really personally inspired by this and personally inspired by all the different ideas and categories and suggestions that men have done here. And I just really feel the elder energy of everybody that's been part of this. So really feel like you're a vessel, carrying this out to your communities, and really let this spread. This is a beautiful, beautiful gathering. Aho.
Thank you. So, Tom, stop the recording so that we could check out. And I want you to check out first